Well, hi there, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski on this Wednesday morning. It's getting to the point some of us are starting to forget what day of the week it is with this the crazy stuff that's going on in the world. It's cold or cloudy, it's damp out there, it's foggy to start things off. Still some showers in far eastern Nebraska, but most of us are down to just kind of drizzly conditions. It's foggy though, very foggy. The fog has returned and the clouds are going to hold tough out there today. Let's take a look at first off what you can expect for the day today. Not really active weather, but it's going to remain cloudy. You'll see periods of drizzle from time to time, fog sticking around, especially this morning. Probably not seeing much of any sun today, which means not as warm as previously expected. As we get into tonight, this evening, more of the same. Clouds, maybe some patchy fog, some drizzle continuing. But then later in the night, what we're going to see is we're going to see a change in our winds as a boundary is going to lift north into our area. So southerly winds start to move in. And as that happens, we're going to start to see some warmer air. Temperatures may actually rise through the night, later in the night especially, and we see showers and isolated thunderstorms. So let's take this back. Here's midnight, and again, pushing into the late night hours, showers and thunderstorms lifting northward. We may get some isolated severe weather over the far southeastern parts of the area, probably not around the Tri-Cities area. And again, you can see that boundary and where it's lifted by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We've got that boundary sitting about right here. And so warmer air moving into the south, kind of cool air here. So that's what we'll be seeing as we head into tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. As we get into your day tomorrow, it's still going to be the clash of the air masses. As we see more rain, some thunderstorms out there from time to time. You still see that boundary there, and it's going to make a stark difference between air masses here. So here's our boundary somewhere in here. Warmer air again to the southeast with strong southerly winds, and the north winds will start to strengthen here up in the northern parts of the state. Now most of this will just be kind of a chilly rain in these locations here. Still some thunderstorms up in these locations here, but up in the far northwest, starting to transition over to snow as it gets cold enough in those locations. Now as we progress into the afternoon, again, to the south, with the drier air in place, more showers and thunderstorms closer to that boundary, right in these locations. Probably not a lot of severe weather, but showers and thunderstorms. Meanwhile, to the southeast, the far southeast areas are going to see warm conditions, strong southeasterly winds, very strong southeasterly winds coming in. These winds are going to be gusty, but that's going to be a nice warm wind gust in those locations. Meanwhile, the winds are strengthening out of the north for the rest of us to the south of that boundary. Rain and thunderstorms will start to transition over to snow off to the northwest and blowing snow in those locations. Getting later on into the evening hours, we start to see that snow line transition southeastward. By the evening, the rain starts to change over to snow in the Tri-Cities. Might see some thunder snow as that changeover happens, at least for a time late in the afternoon to the evening hours. Blowing snow could be a big problem where it's snowing, even if you don't see a lot of snowfall. As we progress later into the evening hours to midnight, they'll watch that snow diminish. Still some pockets of snow out there, but not as much. And then it really starts to diminish after midnight. We're left with very strong winds gusting at times over 50 miles per hour. The strongest winds will happen during the evening hours. They'll back off a little bit after midnight, but still be fairly strong even after midnight. But the snow starts to kind of get out of here, and then we're just left with maybe some partial clearing out there by early Friday morning, much colder temperatures, and a little bit of a wind chill to go with it, with those winds still on the blustery side. The good news is by Friday morning, the winds blustery but not as strong. They'll stay a little blustery through the day on your Friday. So much going on now. Let's go to the latest on the winter weather alerts out there. First off, the newest things that we've seen a couple of counties in southwest Nebraska put into a winter storm watch. Those will eventually probably be upgraded to either a winter weather advisory or winter storm warning. Now we have winter weather advisories in purple, including O'Neill and Broken Bow, North Platte, Imperial. The timing for that is the same as all these other warnings that are out, even though I know there's no little box that's showing up for those. Winter storm warning for places like Ainsworth, Bassett, Springview, and then back towards Ogallala. Again, starting tomorrow morning, continuing until 7 o'clock Friday morning. That's where conditions are going to be worse because of the chances of higher amounts of snowfall. Blizzard warnings over the Sandhills and western panhandle of Nebraska, and those will be for kind of the same time frames for the most part. So basically what this means is that conditions will be first the farther west and northwest you go. The areas that I would be most concerned about for maybe an upgrade to a winter storm warning would be right in here. I think these areas right here could eventually be upgraded. A lot of that will depend on how models play out over the next 24 hours here. But there is a chance. We may even see a few extra counties be upgraded to a winter weather advisory right in here. Places like Valley and Greeley County, maybe Dawson County, maybe Sherman County as well, and then up towards Knox and Antelope County might eventually be included in a winter weather advisory here. Still some changes I think that'll probably be made to this graphic here. Now I'm going to show you a forecast model. This is the European forecast model for future snow. This one's a little more aggressive for north central Nebraska than most are, but this just gives you an idea of the general trend of lower amounts of snow to the southeast, higher amounts to the northwest. I think we're probably under an inch in the Tri-Cities, but for a time it could be a little bit rough during the evening once we change over to snow. And then again, those areas up around Ord and Broken Bow are kind of questionable. We may see 1 to 3 inches of snow, but there's a chance 4 or 5 inches of snow falls in those locations. The highest amounts will be up there in the far northwest. And again, the biggest wild card, like I mentioned, is up around O'Neill and Knox County, where there could be higher amounts. But again, this is one forecast model. I want to actually bring you a couple more, so I have to make some adjustments to this graphic real quick here to show you. I'm actually going to take off the numbers here and just show you the amounts only because of time. I can't show you, change everything real quick here. Here's the GFS forecast model. This has higher amounts again to the southeast as well. So again, there's a chance that could possibly happen. The North American forecast model, it's kind of the same thing. Around the Tri-Cities may get a little surprise higher amount of snow. I'm a little iffy on that actually happening, but I do think the higher amounts will happen to our north and west. And again, that includes up around O'Neill. That's why I think there's the potential that there could be an upgrade to a winter storm warning in those counties there. I also want to show you our in-house model. This is the RPM. This one is less aggressive with snowfall amounts here than other models are, though. So that's why I'm kind of sticking right now with the European forecast model is probably the most believable one. But again, you'll notice all forecast models are not on board and showing the same thing, which means there are still some question marks when it comes to what we potentially could be seeing out of this here. So that's so there still are, I think, going to be some changes to some forecast models in the coming days ahead. So again, I wanted to bring that back up real quick here. So that's the winter side of things. But before even the winter side of things, there's a little bit of a severe weather side of things here. Now, most of us won't have to deal with severe weather, but tomorrow or tonight, late tonight after midnight, small chance of severe weather, marginal risk out for northeast Kansas. I would not be surprised though if maybe a few locations here in southeast Nebraska get added to this here. There's an upgrade, or there will be an update coming out at I think 8 o'clock this morning. We'll see if that changes a little bit here. And then for Thursday, there is a marginal risk out for eastern Nebraska, near and east of Highway 81, mainly for wind and hail. I don't think we'll see a lot of severe weather, but some isolated wind and hail, even a slight risk out there along the Missouri River from Omaha down to Falls City. Those locations. All right, on to temperatures for today. Now, cooler than expected today because of the clouds, the fog, the drizzle, probably only low to mid 50s. Maybe even some upper 40s. Wouldn't be surprised if some stay in the 40s today. Not dropping off much tonight, and in fact, temperatures may actually rise later in the night here. So we're looking at 40s and 50s, but we may actually get back into the 50s in the Tri-Cities after midnight tonight. Tomorrow, the wide range in temperatures from near 40 in the northwest to in the 30s out in the Panhandle to as warm as the lower 70s in the southeast. 40s, 50s, 60s in between. Temperatures will drop later in the day, though, as that colder air starts to move in. Much colder than Friday morning, down into the teens, some single digits up north. But with winds the way they'll be, wind chills will be down in the single digits above and below zero. So it's going to be a cold start to our Friday morning and just kind of a chilly day for your Friday with highs in the 20s, maybe some lower 30s off towards the southeast. Not a real pleasant one ahead for your Friday, especially with those blustery winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour. The rest of your forecast. Now, again, first off, if you're looking at wind only, winds will be at their strongest later on Thursday afternoon and into Thursday night. They'll still be a little strong Friday morning, but it's almost more of a breezy day Friday than a windy day, but it will be kind of windy early in the day on Friday. The only good thing about Friday, the sun returns at least. So we'll get some sunshine to return. So you've kind of seen the forecast already for the next 3 days. I'm not going to get into too many more details about that. Beyond that, warming a little bit through the weekend, still below average. Some sun out there, partly cloudy skies Saturday. I think we may actually see mostly cloudy skies Sunday. There is a chance we might see some isolated moisture out there on Sunday. Maybe some drizzly conditions wouldn't be out of the question. And then a slight chance of showers, maybe snow Sunday night if it gets cold enough. And then just kind of some warmer temperatures Monday and Tuesday, but still not great weather by any means. And we'll have these off and on chances of rain. Kind of difficult to pinpoint the timing of those right now, but some off and on chances of rain Monday and Tuesday. As the active weather is going to kind of stick around, not looking at major significant weather, big time rain and thunderstorms, anything like that next week, early next week, but still some off and on chances of rain, which means probably a lack of a whole lot of sunshine Monday and Tuesday here. But at least we will warm up a little bit here as you look long range. Again, we warm it up a little tomorrow. The big drop in temperatures Friday, slowly warming through the weekend, and then back to a little bit above average as we head into next week. So, time to catch my breath. Lots going on over the next couple days, especially the next 2 days. The next 48 hours, a lot of active weather ahead. Going to be a little bit difficult when it comes to conditions out there. Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. The one thing we'll also have to watch for, especially for our northern and western viewers, is that power outages are going to be a possibility along with very difficult driving conditions. So keep that in mind as we head into Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. With that said, that's going to wrap up this forecast for today. Thanks for bearing with me. I know it's a lot of talking, a lot going on, but again, it's just a busy time for weather over the next couple of days. The weather does not end even as the world seems to come to a stop with the whole coronavirus thing going on. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you all again on your Thursday morning when we might be talking about thunderstorms ongoing. Until next time, I'm meteorologist Travis Klineski. Talk to you all later. God bless.